Hello, everyone. Just wanted to give you all an update and let you know what was going on because the situation is crazy. And it's like, as soon as you think it can't get any crazier, it's like, wow, okay, another Nancy Drew moment. So apparently, this man who portrayed the therapist was a relative of the therapist. And there's a lot of aliases this guy has. And before I go meet with law enforcement to, just put everything out there, I want to make sure that I have all of the information ready. I have not been able to find a picture of the actual therapist, but I did find a picture of the guy who is portraying the therapist, who has a reputation score of like negative something percent. There's a review that said I would not be his friend. And it's very clear that he's not in the medical field. He's like a bus driver. And this is the guy that was in that office that met me. So there's addresses. And I just want to, like I said, get a little bit more information before I go to law enforcement, because this is how he was able to get her back from a trooper detachment. This is how he got others to help him. He convinced these people with this con artist, identity theft, scheming, pretend therapist to portray him being from DSS to people within the court and law enforcement, and he portrayed himself to be appointed by the court to everyone else. So, as people were just treating me crazy and would not listen, wouldn't help me, just treating me like I was like, oh, you poor thing, it's okay. And I'm like, talk about a nightmare. And you just, you don't understand. You're trying to explain yourself. And what I think he did was, there's a letter in there from my therapist to DSS. And when he got copies of all of my records, including her medical records, her artwork, everything, he then used all of these things to, number one, say that I made the fraud documents, it's a fake letter, and then modified other filings or used information to try to assert that I am the abuser. And so with this guy portraying this expert who testified at a hearing, which obviously no one could verify him properly because online and in the system, he's verifiable. But they didn't count on someone stealing an identity of a therapist. He knew he couldn't win with the facts, and he was getting away with so much fraud and so much cruelty and concealing all of this abuse. He had no fear of, destroying lives and ruining reputations, and obviously destroying our child's life, using my teenage daughter, convincing her that I'm crazy. He actually convinced her of that. The fact that she's spending time with my child, with her little sister, and this evil bitch, Sienna Gallows, who has abused and neglected and did everything to my baby for years. This woman has filed 5 criminal charges on me. She is just insane and obsessed, and they only show a united front for court hearings. Her son molested my little girl from the time she was teeny, and ever since I reported that, I've been a target. And they've been successful. Mostly just because of I was sent to prison and there's no support. He's made sure I had none. As far as our older children go, and this is something that I definitely want to talk about in the future, the way that they get these older children, to destroy the relationship between the mother and the child is they do things and coercively control or manipulate the older child into doing things. And then when me say I respond appropriately, well, I'm not going to continue sending me money if you're going to set me up for criminal charges and help your sister get kidnapped. Then tell them, oh, look, your mother doesn't care for you. I'm here for you. and act like, say I've said all these horrible things about her. And I mean, this has been going on for years. They also, they not only want to ruin the mother-child bond, but they want to ruin the bond between the siblings. So he's got my daughter convinced, my teenager, that she cannot have a relationship with her sister if she's with me. He told me he'd take both of my children, and I didn't see it. Obviously, what these guys have done, and the girlfriend, and all these people involved, is criminal. It's more than criminal. They violated federal laws, and I'm just thankful that I was able to figure it out eventually. There's a lot to do, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do first, but investigating is very important, and still self-care, because I will make myself literally sick if I just keep going without resting and taking care of myself. And I also have a lot more going on within other legal cases and crazy situations, so just trying to come to a common ground to tie everything in together so I can move forward and we can have some joy and peace in life. I'll let you all know how it goes once I speak to law enforcement. I've got to go back to every place I've ever went for help, including people he's manipulated, to let him know that a psychopath conned them into a scheme to hurt a child and a woman, an innocent child and a mother that was trying to protect her. And I think that's going to be pretty heavy, and I think that people are going to be angry that they were used like that. And yeah. So, wish me luck. Holla later.